Now in this one, we're going to be going over strategy items in Madden 23 to give you guys the full rundown of how these cards work in game, as well as showcase two other very important nuanced tips that I don't think people are talking about. Now first of all, if you don't know what strategy items are in Madden 23, basically what they allow you to do is get blue overalls on your players by boosting up some specific stats. So on this Baker Mayfield card, as you guys can see, I'm getting a +3 throw power boost and a +2 deep accuracy boost. And essentially what that's allowed me to do is it's allowed me to get the cards overall up from an 87 up to an 88. You guys will notice the exact same thing on defense. Stephon Gilmore, Sauce Gardner, Randy Moss, Ronnie Lott, they're all getting blue overall boosts. Now if you're looking to achieve those blue overall boosts, basically what you gotta do is you gotta scroll on over to the strategy section of your lineup in Madden 23, and you're gonna be able to put in two specific cards in the defense and offensive slot. Now essentially what these cards are is they're booster cards that you can buy on the auction block. So this one right here on defense is giving me +3 zone, +3 play rec, and +1 press to all my corners and all my free safeties. And to activate these strategy cards, all you gotta do is put them in your lineup. So in defense right here, we got this one inserted. On the offensive one, we got Let It Rip in action right here. And if you guys want to use these strategy cards, all you gotta do is put it into your lineup. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, because I got two other important tips I want to show in the video, as well as talk about every strategy card in this game and go over which ones you should be buying. So hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of a general outline as to how strategy cards work in this game. But the first thing I want to do is talk about why strategy cards should be purchased right now, and it has everything to do with this trading variety pack. Now as you guys can see, everyone is getting this pack in game, everyone's trying to roll it, and one of the most common things people pull out of this pack right here are strategy items. And essentially what that means is right now on the market there's an awesome opportunity to get strategy cards for probably the cheapest price we'll see them all year, because there are just so many strategy items getting introduced into the market that people are pulling from that pack. And essentially what that means is now the price of these cards have gone down a ton. So that's kind of the first little nuanced tip I want to give you guys. I've got another really important one later in the video, but if you're looking to get strategy items, all you gotta do is go on over to the auction block, filter it down by the type strategy right here, and you're gonna see a bunch of different cards in this game. Now there's gonna be silver ones, green ones, blue ones, and purple ones. And essentially the color of the strategy card that you get in game is associated with the amount of boost you're gonna get. So right here, as you guys can see, for the gray ones, these ones are common ones, they're not really that helpful. This card right here, for example, is giving us a +1 juke move boost. Then as we scroll down to green, you're gonna see the boost go up a little bit, +2 man, +1 zone. As we go even further, you guys will see +2 zone, +2 pursuit for the blue one. And then finally for our green strategy cards in game, you're going to be getting +2 and +3 boosts. Now next up, I think it's pretty important to showcase all the strategy cards in game, so you guys can kind of see, oh, I like this card or I don't like this card, and kind of make a decision about which ones you want to get in game. And at the end of the video, what I'm going to do as well is go through and showcase my favorite ones to be using. So starting it off right here, as you guys will see, I'm currently on mud.gg. I will leave the link to this exact article linked in the description. If you guys want to check it out, you most certainly can as well, because it's going to be awesome for figuring out which cards you want to use. Now as you can see, this article is broken down into two different sections. There's the offense right here and the defense, and essentially the way this is done is it's simple. They're going to be giving you the boost for the common, uncommon, and rare strategy cards within each different section. So for the deep route specialist right here, for example, common is +1 release, uncommon is +2 release and 1 deep route running, and then rare is +2 release, +2 deep route running, and +1 spec catch. And again, what this site is doing is it's kind of just simplifying what you can see if you check on the auction block. So on the auction block right here, as you can see, when I put in deep in the search section, I'm going to see the gray, the green, and the blue. But the thing about filtering it down by the auction block is if I wanted to filter it down by like all offense, for example, to see all the strategy cards that are offensive, I can't do that because I can only select one of these options, either strategy or offense. So that's why this website is really important, to check and see which one you want to use. Now as you guys can see, I'm going to narrow it down on offense really quickly right here and showcase my favorite few offensive ones. We'll do the same for defense, and then we'll scroll on down in this article and go over some of the epic cards in game and talk about whether or not these are worth it or whether you should just get one of the blue ones. Now in terms of offense right here, I would say my favorite strategy items in game are deep route specialist. That one's pretty good. Let It Rip is nice as well, giving you +2 throw power, which is awesome to see. And then the other one that I do quite like is over the top, which is going to be giving you deep route running, catching, and release. And then every other card you see in here isn't really going to be that amazing, like Wrecking Ball. It doesn't really matter if you boost up trucking. I wouldn't really recommend any of like the offensive line specific ones, but again, my top three are going to be this one right here. So the rare one in over the top, which is +2 deep, +2 catching, and +1 release. We got Let It Rip, which is awesome. +2 throw power is great to see. Deep accuracy is awesome as well. And then deep route specialist. If I had to rank them, I would personally say Let It Rip is the best. Then I would say over the top. Then I would say deep route specialist is number 3. Now on defense, fellas, as you guys can see, they have ball hawk, which in my opinion is just, I'm gonna be honest, probably the best one to use. It's the rare +3 man +2 zone, which is awesome to see. Like, that's sick right there. I actually don't use it, but it's probably the best one in game. The second best one though would definitely be in the zone. In the zone is giving you +3 zone, +3 play rec, and +1 press, and this is for your corners and your free safeties. And then man-to-man is going to be pretty decent as well, but honestly, if you're going to use man-to-man, you might as well just use ball hawk right here. It's going to be giving you +3 man for ball hawk, and then if we take a look at man-to-man, it's only +2 man, which is kind of weird. So in my opinion, I would say the best two are in the zone and ball hawk. And of course, if you're looking to get one of those cards and one of those cards kind of tickles your fancy, you think, you know what, that's going to help out my team a lot, what you'll do is filter it down by strategy, filter it down by the name, and then you can go ahead and scoop up the player. To get Madden 23 coins for the 100% cheapest price on the internet, check out MMOEXP by clicking the link in the description and use code SWIFT at checkout for 5% off. But fellas, here is where this starts to get a little bit interesting, because as you guys can see, if I scroll on down a little bit further and I go down to this in the zone right here, this in the zone is a part of the epic strategy boosts in game. And I was a little bit confused by this at the start, but there's actually only 2 epic strategy cards in game, Let It Rip and In the Zone. So for Let It Rip, it's +2 throw power, +3 impact blocking for your O-line, and +2 deep throw accuracy. Now, if you guys remember, I said that Let It Rip was probably the best one right here. When it comes to like the common, rare, and epic stuff, again, I said Let It Rip was probably going to be your best bet. So in my opinion, I would say out of the offensive cards, the best one you want to use is Let It Rip in purple. Then in terms of the best one to use on defense, I would say it's either going to be the purple In the Zone card or it's going to be your rare ball hawk card. Ball hawk is insane. +3 man, +2 zone is awesome, but getting +3 zone and +3 play rec for not only just your corner, but also your free safety, that might take the cake for me. So my recommendation is if you guys have the coins, I would say it's worth it to get the purple ones. If not, you can come in and you can maybe get the blue version for one of the ones I showcased. But again, my favorite ones are Let It Rip on offense, and then on defense, it's either In the Zone or ball hawk. You guys can make the decision between those two. Then if you want to actually use the card in game, all you'll do is you'll filter it down, you'll purchase the card, and then you'll put it into the slot I showed you guys earlier in the video, and that's it. It's not that complicated. It's very, very simple actually. You buy the card, you put it in, and again, buying cards right now is a good idea because prices are cheap on these because of the fact that people are pulling them like crazy. Okay, now you guys also know how I said I had a hidden tip at the end of the video. Well, here's what I was talking about. As you guys can see, on my epic strategy cards, there's actually a subtle difference that I'm assuming most people probably didn't even notice and didn't even know was a thing in Madden 23. This is an advanced tip that I don't think people know, and it's kind of only available if you read the fine print. So as you can see, let's say for example, I'm using both of the epic strategy cards in game. Well, there's actually a difference between this In the Zone card I'm on right now and the one to the right. And you probably didn't notice it, but it's those little icons underneath the In the Zone name. So when we look down a little bit underneath the In the Zone, before the thing that says S, there's 2 little icons. On this one, there's a flexing and there's an ITZ thing. On the one on the right, there's a little thing that looks like it's kind of an earpiece. And essentially what you guys can do is if you come in here and you get both the In the Zone purple epic strategy card as well as the Let It Rip purple epic strategy card, which in my opinion is the best one to use. Again, I would also say In the Zone is probably the best one to use. What you want to do is you want to match up those 2 icons. So let's say for example, I bought Let It Rip and I got this one with a strong arm. I would also want to make sure I get the In the Zone card that has the strong arm, because what that's going to do is it's actually going to allow you to stack your boosts. And as you guys can see right here, I'm only supposed to get +2 throw power, but when I go on over to my strategy cards right here, you guys will see that both of the ones that I have this little flexing icon on them. And because that's the case, what I'm now getting is I'm actually getting an additional boost to throw power. So I was only supposed to get +2 throw power. As you can see on this card, it says +2 throw power, but if I come in here and I look at Baker Mayfield, I actually get +3 throw power. And the reason why is because if you match up the abilities, so the little symbols on the cards, you're going to be getting an extra boost. And that of course is all going to be explained in this little article. It says the flexing arm symbol boosts quarterback throw power by +1. So if you get 2 strategy cards that have the flexing on it, which is only available in the purple cards, let's say for example you get both of them that have the flex on it, well then you're going to be getting +1 to QB throw power. Vice versa, if you get the little earpiece symbol and you're able to match up 2 of those, now you're going to be getting +1 zone for your corners. So it's up to you guys, but if you're planning to do what I did, which was coming in here and getting both of the purple cards in game, just decide if you want to get the flexing ones or you want to get the earpiece. I personally went with flexing. I'm already getting +3 zone. It feels like enough. That could go up to +4 if I got both the earpiece ones, but in my opinion, I feel like throw power is a little bit more important in Madden 23, so I decided to get both cards with the flex.